Now to a story you'll see exclusively on 8. AJ Legault continues his investigation into dangerous conditions at a local apartment complex filled with senior citizens.
It was once a school, a building dedicated in 1909 to learning. But today, Highland Park Public School is a place we found senior citizens and the disabled living in fear.
And danger.
A fear for their safety and a fear that they'll never be able to leave.
I'm trapped, so I don't have no option to get out of this though.
Brooklyn Park Plaza sits at the corner of 2nd Ave and Brooklyn Park Boulevard. It's a high crime neighborhood, and residents here say all too often, crime comes knocking.
They didn't knock on my door, they knock all the time at night.
Rebecca Green has been forced to put signs on her door telling drug seekers to look elsewhere.
You put a sign on your door, you have so many people knocking looking for drugs?
Yeah, knock on my door looking for drugs and stuff, and I don't go there. I don't do drugs.
See that?
And this isn't close to being the residents' biggest complaint.
You're paying rent, but they won't come and fix anything.
No, They won't fix the faucet, the toilet seats, whatever broke up in here, you'll call them, but you never see them.
What has residents here at the plaza really terrified is this situation in the hallways. Watch this. We turn off our camera lights and it's pitch black during the middle of the day. Folks here say they're terrified to walk to their own homes.
At night, it's dark as, you know what I'm saying? You can't see nothing, and anybody could be like hiding in the hallways, anything. Walking down this hallway with no lights is dangerous. And you got a lot of elderly people that's down on this floor, you know, and that's not safe for them.
James Howard shows us around his apartment.
The only heat, the only cooling you got in the entire apartment is this window unit.
Right here, this window unit here. The new landlord put these units in here because like the boiler that pumps heat through the whole building had broken down, and she's saying like it's too much to fix.
And get this, with no central heating, resident after resident lines up to show us their electric bills.
And ain't nowhere in the world I can come up with that. And I've been here for 9 years, and I never had this problem before until they put this unit in there. And ever since then, that's when the electric bill been coming in sky high.
Section 8 housing used to help pay for Howard's apartment, but on their last inspection, failed it on every level.
They stopped paying on the unit because the unit was not up to code.
This is the report. Look at all these Fs.
They saying like they're not gonna pay for a unit that's not properly suited to stay in.
So they trying to move too?
Yeah, right here. That's the new apartment, but I can't move there.
Howard says he wants to move out.
They issued me a voucher to move. Okay, but I'm trapped in a $950-something electric bill. So now, being that they terminated my unit, I'm liable to pay the whole back rent.
For years, the plaza provided housing for low-income disabled and elderly people, paid for by HUD, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. That federal contract expired in 2007, a few months after the building was purchased by the Brooklyn-based company calling itself Brooklyn Park Plaza, LLC. Residents say that's when things started going downhill.
We haven't been getting treated like we're supposed to since Richmond Redevelopment gave this building up.
After the break, watch as we try to track down the management and owner here at the plaza. Stay with us. Welcome back to our investigation into dangerous living conditions here at the Brooklyn Park Plaza.
The elderly and disabled residents here tell us they're fed up.
We haven't been getting treated like we're supposed to.
We found a Times Dispatch article from April of 2008. It details plans the building's new principal owner, Bathsheba Dresner, had to turn the plaza into condos that would be affordable to folks of all ages. But federal court documents we uncovered show Dresner's company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy a year later.
But the bankruptcy case was dismissed here at the federal court this past October.
Meanwhile, the people living in the plaza, who pay about $600 a month in rent, say conditions just get worse and worse, and they have no one to turn to. No one's ever in the office. We visited several times and always found it empty.
This is the second time we've visited the office. It's all locked up. It is 2:15 on a Monday afternoon. Now, there's a piece of paper here that says, if no one is here, call the number listed above. We're doing that right now. But watch what happens. The number you call, it just takes you to the phone in the empty office.
Many of the apartments sit empty, doors unlatched. filled with filth, home to squatters.
Tell us what you had to do over here with this door.
I put the lock on the door right here to keep things from coming over there, because people staying and sleep.
Remember Rebecca Green with the no drugs sign on her door? She's taken it upon herself to padlock her next door apartment, afraid she'll be attacked.
I put the lock on it because I don't want nobody to come. When I come in this corner, I don't want to be running on my back and I'm be knocking my head or something like that.
We decided to confront Bathsheba Dresner, the manager and principal owner of the New York-based LLC. We tracked down her cell phone and left a message.
Tell him, please record your message.
She called us back.
Yes, Bathsheba calling. You call me?
Yes, Bathsheba. AJ Legault, I'm with Channel 8 News down in Richmond.
We ask about the pitch black hallways.
All the hallways have lights. Because there was a situation one day, I'm not aware of it. All the hallways have lights.
She tried telling us we needed to speak with the local office. Remember, the one no one is ever in?
No one is ever in that office or answers the phone at all.
Is there almost all day. We have a super there almost all day. And you could call them. There's somebody in the office a few hours a day.
Dresner had nothing else to say. But these residents of Brooklyn Park Plaza say no one ever has anything to say until the rent is due.
Paying rent. But we're not getting proper service like we're supposed to, though.
Relief may soon be in sight for the residents here at the plaza, as sources tell me the building may soon have new ownership. In Richmond, AJ Legault, 8 News.
And now to a story you'll see only on 8. AJ Legault continues his investigation into dangerous conditions at a local apartment building filled with senior citizens.
Out-of-control crime that's putting residents' lives in danger. That's just what we found during our continued investigation into Brooklyn Park Plaza. Elderly, disabled, and by most accounts poor.
You got people that really don't have nowhere else to go.
Easy prey.
You got robbed in the elevator. Dude picked me up and throwed me out the elevator, hurt my hip.
These are the people calling Brooklyn Park Plaza home, but not a home where they feel safe.
Just tell us what goes through your mind about this as far as it being safe in there.
It's not. It's not.
We've shown you the pitch black hallways.
You can't see nothing, and anybody could be like hiding in the hallways, anything.
Some of those hallways littered with sharp nails and beer bottles. The open, abandoned apartments filled with mold and filth. Crash pads for squatters.
People go in there and piss in the elevator, and you can smell it. Food all on the floor. It's not clean. It's unsanitary.
But danger here goes way beyond unsanitary conditions.
You put a sign on your door, you have so many people knocking looking for drugs?
Yeah, knock on my door, looking for drugs and stuff, and I don't go there. I don't do drugs.
Our review of Richmond police records show officers have been called to this address a staggering 289 times between March 12, 2007 and May 5th of this year. The crimes range from break-ins and vandalism to assaults, vice crimes, even shootings.
At night, it's dark, you can't see nothing, and anybody could be like hiding in the hallways, anything.
Remember James Howard?
We had to burn this right here, and they burn there, so we got a little light.
He was very vocal about the problems residents here at Brooklyn Park Plaza have been forced to live with.
About a week after our first story aired, James Howard tells us his worst fear came true. He was walking down these dark hallways when 2 men jumped him, attacking him in the dark.
Howard's now been forced to flee his home, living in an undisclosed location out of fear for his safety. It's fear other folks living here call a fact of life.
I just had to hope and pray be all right until something changed.
But it's not common vagrants and street criminals that the residents here say are putting them in the most danger. It's their landlord.
She wouldn't want to live like this.
On Tuesday, we'll continue our investigation and show you blatant violations of city safety codes inside this apartment building. In Richmond, AJ Legault, 8 News.
Now to a story you'll see only on 8. Is a local apartment building for seniors and the disabled violating safety laws? 8 News investigative reporter AJ Legault continues to unearth dangerous living conditions at Brooklyn Park Plaza.
This 46-page report details all the police calls to this apartment building over the past 4 years. There's been hundreds of them. But it's not criminals that the residents here say are putting them in the most danger. It's their landlord. Shootings, assaults, break-ins.
got people that really don't have nowhere else to go.
But residents here say crime is not the real problem.
Do you think management is doing a proper job taking care of this place?
What management? We don't have any management here. No.
Here's a prime example of the problem. We checked every fire extinguisher in the building. The vast majority of them haven't been inspected in years.
That does not surprise me at all.
And some have been used and are empty. Others are gone completely.
That's a big safety concern.
That is a safety concern. That is a safety concern.
City and state code requires they be professionally inspected once a year.
Not only are these fire extinguishers supposed to be professionally inspected each year, they're also supposed to be inspected each month by management, dated and signed. That's obviously never happened.
We spoke with the president of Sutton Clark Fire Suppression.
They were in violation within 12 months of us being there.
They're the Richmond-based company who, you can see by looking at the inspection tags, last inspected the extinguishers inside the plaza in April of '09.
We called and either we were delayed or no one was there to let us in. And we cannot just walk in, we have to be let in.
It seems the safety experts are running into the same brick walls we have. A Brooklyn, New York-based company named Brooklyn Park Plaza LLC owns the building. Bathsheba Dresner is listed as the manager and principal owner.
Yes, Bathsheba calling. You call me?
Yes, Bathsheba. AJ Legault, I'm with Channel 8 News down in Richmond.
We reached out to her and she brushed us off onto a local superintendent.
No one is ever in that office or answers the phone at all.
Is there almost all day. We have a super there almost all day, and you could call them. There's somebody in the office a few hours a day.
No one is ever here. Once again, we're at the office for Brooklyn Park Plaza. It's locked up tight, and if you do call the numbers they have posted, it takes you to this phone in here, which just rings and rings. There's no voicemail connected. You can't even leave a message.
And now there's no one for us to talk to, so it's all in limbo.
A limbo putting the residents' lives in danger.
What are some of the dangers that are there from not getting these extinguishers checked yearly?
Well, the powder after a while can compact down the bottom where it'd just be hard to come out. They could leak down. Wasps could build a nest up in the nozzle and literally it's nothing would come out with a bunch of mud stuck in there.
And a fire in the building is not an unplausible scenario, given the signs of squatters we found in unsecured, vacant apartments. So empty or uninspected extinguishers could be the difference between life and death for the elderly and disabled who call Brooklyn Park Plaza home.
If you have a big fire, some of those may not be working.
Yeah, I know. So I just have to hope and pray it'll be all right until something changes.
As a result of our investigation here at Brooklyn Park Plaza, I've been told that the fire marshal for Richmond has sent a certified letter to management here. We'll stay on top of what happens. In Richmond, AJ Legault, 8 News.
An 8 News investigation into an apartment for seniors and the disabled sparks action by management and the city of Richmond. Investigative reporter AJ Legault has the story you'll see only on 8.
We've shown you the problems at Brooklyn Park Plaza. The pitch black hallway, the unsecured vacant apartments, the uninspected fire extinguishers. Well, the city took notice of our reports.
The city captain, the fire marshal came through and with concerns based on, your segment.
And so did assistant property manager Bobby McIntosh.
Once you aired it, right after that, I was there to take care of it.
But why did we have to get involved in the first place? Residents have their view.
Paying rent. But we're not getting proper service like we're supposed to, though.
Do you think management is doing a proper job taking care of this place?
What management? We don't have any management here. No.
The actual property manager and principal owner, Bathsheba Dresner, lives in New York City.
Yes, Bathsheba calling. You call me?
She brushed us off onto the local superintendent.
No one is ever in that office or answers the phone at all.
Bobby McIntosh is there almost all day. We have a super there almost all day, and you could call them. There's somebody in the office a few hours a day. So feel free to call them, and they can answer for you whatever you want, whatever you need.
Here's an example of what happened when we tried that.
This is the second time we've visited the office. It's all locked up. It is 2:15 on a Monday afternoon. Now, there's a piece of paper here that says, if no one is here, call the number listed above. We're doing that right now. But watch what happens. The number you call, it just takes you to the phone in the empty office. We have on tape your boss up in New York saying that there's somebody in that office every day for most of the day. You tell us you're not here all day, and that's why we haven't been able to get a hold of you?
That's true. I'm not in the office every day, and my staff is not in the office every day. We do come through periodically.
McIntosh tells us he's a part-time employee, and he does his best with the resources he's provided by the owner.
I can only do what I am literally instructed to do as far as financial is concerned.
Well, now the city is making some pointed instructions to the owner. In this certified letter, they point to continued concerns. McIntosh says he's now been authorized to address the issues.
Bottom line, changes are being made here, though?
Oh, yes, indeed.
Here's what's been done so far. The unsecured apartments where squatters appear to have set up camp have been locked up tight.
We just put L brackets and screws, 3-inch long, in 2 locations, so it's not as easy for them to break through.
As a result of our story, this hallway is no longer pitch black. One of the lights here in the center has been repaired, and floodlights have been installed on either end. Safety concerns such as fire extinguishers, changes have been made or are in the works of being made.
Oh, yeah, without a question. It's our responsibility to make sure that those things are kept up.
As for the residents who call Brooklyn Park Plaza home, they don't seem terribly impressed by the new efforts.
Are you happy to see them at least starting to make some kind of effort?
Not really, because it's not much. It's just for show.
The fire marshal's office has given management here at Brooklyn Park 2 weeks to get them updated safety reports on their sprinkler system and those fire extinguishers. City code also told them, while you're at it, mow this grass. In Richmond, AJ Legault, 8 News.
If you have a story for AJ, send an email to ajinvestigates@wric.com or look for him on Facebook. Just in, 2